Hello, welcome to today's Qigong lesson. Today's Qigong is for beginners. It is also for people who are feeling tension and pain within their body and who would like to release this uncomfortableness from their body. So it is particularly good for people who have neck and shoulder tension. Often in today's society, we are kind of hunched over, looking at our phone, looking at our computer screens. It creates a lot of blocked channels in the body, which means that the qi and blood cannot move freely, leading to pain. So what Qigong does, it actually allows you to stand in correct posture, allow you to open up these channels within the body, and then once you open up these channels, free flow happens, which allows the qi and blood to move, allows lactic acid to move, and it also sets you up for later on in life where you have now learned how to stand in correct posture or sit in correct posture, and it will prevent future injuries because we now know how to keep ourselves in a stable position. Okay, so let's get started. In Qigong, we use a lot of breath work, so we're going to start with breathing. So what we're going to do is learn how to open up our thoracic area. It's called thoracic diaphragmatic breathing. The diaphragm is this muscle that sits underneath the lungs, and it opens and goes up and down, which allows the lung mechanic to go up and down, as well as allows the ribs to expand and contract. So we're going to understand how that feels. So we're actually going to open up our ribs instead of like shallow breathing with our shoulders. So what we're going to start with first is I'm going to get you to put your hands onto your ribs with your fingers in line and touching. So what we're going to do is take a deep breath in, and we're going to feel our ribs open up, and your fingers should move apart. So breathe in. And breathe out. So the idea here is we want to start to recognize what it feels like for our ribs to open up on the sides, in the front, and at the back as well. Kind of think of yourself as like a cylinder, and your body is opening and closing. This is also called balloon breathing. Think of yourself as like a balloon expanding as you breathe in, and as you exhale, it's compressing it all out. Another way that we may want to think about breathing is called double breathing with Pac-Man style. What I mean by that is I'll show you. So we can put a hand on our chest and a hand on over the diaphragm. So we're going to breathe in for 80%, and then we're going to breathe in a little bit more to be an extra 20%, so we get 100 breath in, 100% breath in. So deep breath in through our nose to 80% and a bit more to 100%, and breathe out. Breathe in to 80, a bit more, 100, and breathe out. So by doing this, you might be able to start feeling the diaphragm moving up and down as we're like kind of opening and closing. So we can use this breath throughout Qigong. Now you don't want to be like leaning backwards and forwards and through this. What the idea is, as we're opening up, the ribs are actually opening up. We're not like opening up through up through our shoulders. Okay, so as we're going to breathe in, next thing we're going to do as we're breathing in to about 80%, and then we're going to go to the 100%, and as we go up to the 100%, we're going to feel that breath. It's going to feel like a little slither, a little gold thread, and we're going to pull that energy down to our dantian, which is about just underneath the belly button here, just in this like little pudgy area. Okay, so we're going to be breathing in to about 80, the 100. And just as we're breathing out, capture that feeling, that chi, and anchor it down to the Datian. Okay, let's do that. Okay. Breathing in to about 80, then to 100. Breathe out, but bring that feeling down to the Datian. Lovely. Now we can use that feeling as we're doing our Qigong. This is using our breath work to cultivate Qi, and we can use this feeling throughout Qigong, that feeling of expansion and contracting with the ribs and the lifting of the diaphragm and squeezing the diaphragm up and down to create good breath work throughout our Qigong. So when I say we come back to our breath, that's the kind of feeling that you're wanting to get. Okay, so let's go into some good posture. So we're going to come back here so you can see my feet. So what we want to do is we're going to put our feet together. So this would be like my feet and slightly apart, and we're going to display them about 45 degrees and then put them in line with our shoulders. Okay. And at the same time, imagine this is your foot. This would be just underneath the ball of your foot in here. You want this to be quite flat on the floor, as well as your heel, but your arch is slightly raised. So here we go. Feet together. Okay. And then we display them apart, 45 degrees. Okay, so my feet are in line with my shoulders. My kidney 1 is activated, as well as my heels with even distribution in both feet. My arches are slightly raised and my toes are slightly scrunched. Okay, next thing we're going to do is we're going to sink down with our knees. Our knees are going to be slightly in line with our toes. Lovely. So you can just look between the gap of your knees and you should be able to see that your knees line up with your big toe there. Okay. Next thing we're going to do is we're going to tuck our pelvis under. So our little butt is going to go under like that. Lovely. And we're going to lift from our clavicle, but we're not going to lean back too far or lean forward too far. We just want to be kind of like in center with the perineum. So find your equilibrium there. There we go. Now we're going to create a suction of our tongue to the roof of our mouth, about 2/3 behind the teeth. And our jaw should be nicely lined up. Your molars should be lined up nicely. There we go. Now you want to tuck your chin slightly in. You want to lift from do 20, the point at the very top of your head. Think there's like a string there kind of lifting you up from your crown. But at the same time, you also want to feel like you're hanging from your shoulders down. So you're from your head up, you're lifting from the string upwards, and from your shoulders like a coat hanger, we're just dangling from our shoulders down. Our scapula is pinned to our back. Good. Alright. So from this position, we're going to do some Qi Fit drills. So to start with, we're going to learn how to do some sending and receiving. So right now we are in equilibrium with our center here on both sides, but soon we're going to start shifting either side. But as we do so, we do not want to be lifting our hips up as we're doing this. We want to keep our waist nice and center. So just gently start to rock your weight to your right knee. At the same time, you want to make sure that your knees are straight. You don't want them to be bending in or going off to the side like this. You want them to be nice and straight. Kind of feel like you have like a rod between your knees, pushing them out slightly. I like having my hands on my hips because that way I know that my waist is nice and centered. Alright, so we're just gently shifting the weight to the right leg, come back to the center and shifting it to the left leg. Keeping our good suction with our feet onto the ground with kidney 1 and the heel of our feet. Our toes are slightly scrunched. Keeping our waist nice and even as we shift back to the right. Good, lovely. Come back to the center. Okay, so now we're going to do some sending and receiving, but this time we're going to raise our heel off the ground while still keeping our waist nice and center. So I like to keep my hands on my hips to make sure that they're nice and even. Okay, so nice and gently raise up through the right heel up, keeping good posture, tail still tucked under, and just gently roll it back down to the floor. Beautiful. Okay, and then let's do the left leg. Gently roll it up. Go nice and slowly, there's no rush here. You may even feel a little bit of shaking. This does really work the legs and muscles that you probably haven't used in a while. And that's perfectly okay. Shaking is okay. Make sure you keep your knees nice and straight as we lift the right leg, right foot peels up, and we're sending the weight to our left leg as this leg starts to raise. And we roll it back down. We're sending the weight to our right leg. Get it nice and weighted. Peel up from the heel onto our ball of our foot. Keeping our waist nice and centered. Knees forward and back down. Come back to the center. Even distribution now. Okay, good. So we can also do some excavator hands. So when this hand goes forward, this knee will also go forward. All right, and the hips will stay even, but this hip will move forward as this hip goes back. So this, and that's, as that happens, the weight will then go to our left leg. So let's try that. Nice. Come back to the center. Now it looks a little bit like I'm going like this, but I'm not. What's happening, I'm turning my body, and as I'm turning my body, then the hand can go forward. Come back, sending and receiving. Keeping our knees nice and straight. Turning our hips, but keeping them nice and even. Nice and fat through the legs. Good. Alright, come back. Alright, stand up if you're feeling like it's a bit strong on the legs. Give it a bit of a shake out. Alright, it's quite hot in here, isn't it? Okay. So, we're going to go back into our position. So, get feet apart, knees over toes, tuck your tail in, lift from the clavicle, chin tucked in. And we're going to do some twists, but first of all what we're going to do is we're going to put our hands up like a W, and as we're twisting, we want to twist the top half of our body but keep the bottom half still down below. So you're going to be thinking as you're turning that this hip is going to actually be pushing back slightly to keep this waist nice and steady and even. We get a good twist in the middle of our back here as we warm up our spine. Remember to keep those knees nice and straight as we turn. Okay. Breathing in through our nose. Breathing out. Breathe in. breathe out. Breathe in. Just gently lower our hands. Okay. Next we're going to do what's called knocking on the gate of life. The gate of life is like our kidneys and our lower back here. So keeping our posture still nice and strong. Tail tucked under, tongue to the roof of your mouth, lifting from the clavicles, over perineum. Lovely. Okay, so we're just going to start swinging the body. Make sure you keep your hips nice and straight as we're going. It's like, when I say straight, I mean even. You don't want them to go up and down. You want them to be at horizontal straight. So start turning from the waist as we go. You can go a little bit faster, pick up some momentum. You can go a bit faster and we can like percuss our lower back and the front of our hip and the kidneys in our lower back here. Feel that nice massage up to your spine. Keeping our knees nice and straight. Just warming up the body. Our feet are slightly scrunched. We can kind of feel a bit of sending and receiving as we're doing this. As we turn to the right, I can feel it in my left leg. And I turn left, I can feel it in my right leg. Okay, and just bumble to the front. Very good. Alright. Stand up, shake out your legs if you feel like they're getting a little bit tired there. Beautiful. Okay. So now we're going to come into some soldier swings. So, get back into our position. Knees over toes, tucked under, lifting from the clavicle. We're in line with our perineum. Chin tucked in, scapula pinned back, lifting from our crown. Nice. Okay. So do some sending and receiving with our legs, which then will give us some activation with our arms. That's it. Keeping our knees over our toes. Good structure between our knees. They're not falling in again. Yeah, we can build this up. I'm just going to move forward because I'm hitting my dresser. Here we go. Okay, we can build this up. Breathe in, breathe out. This is going to progress into gibbon swings. So we're going to lift up with our hand. Our hand is going to be kind of like limp a little bit, and so with our back hand is going to be about 45 degrees behind us. We'll just let them fall down, and then the left hand is 45 degrees behind us, while our right hand is in front of us. Just limp, and let the momentum move them. Feels in your shoulders. As we start to loosen everything up. Make sure we're turning, your head's turning with your body. We can make them a bit higher. Make them really high until we get above our crown, like this. Keeping our knees nice and straight. Don't lose that structure. Okay, and we're going to slow this down to Gibbon watches the sun's, Gibbon watches the sun rise in the east, breathing in. Gibbon watches the sunset in the west, breathing out. Gibbon watches the sunrise in the east. Breathe in, shoulders are relaxed and pinned to your scapula. Breathing out. Nice and slowly, no rushing here. Gibbon watches the sunrise in the east. Shoulder blades are pinned backwards. Chin is tucked in. Breathing in. Turning from our waist, keeping our waist nice and straight again. Gibbon watches the sunset in the west. Make sure our knees are nice and straight as well, they're not falling in. And come back to the center. And step out, let it have a little bit of a shake out. Good, now that we started to warm up the body, let's get into some Chi Fit drills. So, alright, to start with, opening up around the qua. So a good rule of thumb with all Qigong movements is to make sure that we always have a fist size opening underneath our armpits. So as we're like open up around the qua, we're not like keeping them like kind of closed, we want to keep them open. And that's going to be the same for pretty much every Qigong movement. We want to keep the guas, which is like your joint openings, open so that the chi and blood flow can actually move through there and allow energy to come in, but also allow that bad energy to be released like lactic acid. Okay, so let's start with opening up around the qua. So let's get into our position. Feet in line with our shoulders, knees over toes, we're tucked in, lifting from the clavicle, we're in line with our perineum, chin tucked in, tongue to the roof of our mouth, lifting from the crown, but also suspended from our shoulders. Shoulder blades are tucked back. Okay, so breathing in, opening up. So we are actually opening up. So imagine there's a barrel in front of you here, and we're rolling our hands around the outside of the barrel, and we're going to pull it in. So we're going to lead with our pinky fingers around the barrel. Now we also don't want to be overreaching the barrel. We just, as we can roll onto our balls of our feet as we breathe in, coming around the barrel, and we're going to rock back onto our heels as we bring that energy into our dantian, our lower abdomen here. So opening up, breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Keeping your scapula pinned back. Breathing out. Or keep our thumbs tucked in. Breathing in. And breathing out. Just relax your shoulders. In. Leaning forward, rocking forward on our feet as we're breathing in. And rocking back as we breathe out. Good, lovely. Once more, in around the barrel. Opening up the qua. Rocking forward on our feet as we breathe in. Rocking back onto our heels as we breathe out. Keeping good structure. Knees aren't caving in. Nice. Okay, from here we are going to do preparation. So gently lift the hands up as the hands go yin. Going to be slightly kind of limp, so just drawing chi up, and then we're going to be compressing that chi down. And as we're compressing, we really want to feel something that's we're pushing down, kind of like a basketball in water. So we're pushing it down. Open up a little, and we're drawing in, suck. Breathing in, sucking in good chi. Now we're going to pack that chi into our body. Oof. Condense it down. Good. Keeping our shoulders relaxed. Chin still tucked in. Scapula still pinned back. Sucking in, yin hands as we draw in chi. Yang hands as we condense it down. Nice. Good. And from here we're going to open up the arms, going into our tiger pose. This will be as wide as our hands will go for this movement. Now we're going to condense yang hands, condensing all that chi into a tight ball. And then relax, yin hands, let it soften. Breathing in, breathing out as we condense. Breathing in through our nose, breathing out. Keep your tongue clipped to the roof of your mouth. This actually connects the Ren and Du channel, which circulates up our back and down our front and helps to keep us connected. Compressing. Beautiful. Compress, compress, compress. Release. Drop the shoulders. This is really easy to raise the shoulders here. So just remember to drop those shoulders. Condense. Breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Condense, condense, condense. Feel the pressure there and relax. Now we're going to go into our water wheel. Lifting up with yin hands, up or over, looks like a barrel kind of, and down. Up, breathe in, rocking forward slightly, and down. Looking back, breathing out. So you may find yourself shaking. That's good. It's moving the lactic acid in the body. It is realigning the fascia in your body so that your skeletal system can sit correctly in your body. You may even feel a bit of a burning feeling in your shoulders. Just breathe through it. Breathe in and out. Keeping our eyes open, we want to engage our peripheral vision as we kind of go into a bit of a meditation with this movement. Be aware of your senses, listen to the birds. In, keeping our shoulders, scapula pinned back. Chin tucked in, beautiful, and down, lovely. Okay, now we're going to come up into roll the barrel, leaning forward, leaning back and pushing. Forward without leaning forward by keeping our scapula pulled back, rocking back onto our heels and pushing. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in and out. In, out. And out. Okay. In. It's coming down. Out. We're now going to close the gua. Rolling our hands around a circle like you've got a gym fit ball in front of you. Up, up and up. Keep our shoulders down though. Rolling it over. Keep our scapula pinned back. And we're compressing all that beautiful chi that we've just cultivated down into our bodies. Nice and slowly. One more time. Round the ball, scapulas pinned back. As we go up, keep our arms open, keep our armpits open. As we go around and compress. Lovely. And as we're compressing, we can push up with our feet and step out of our position. Okay, give your feet a little wiggle if you need to. Good. Okay, so now we are going to do these chi fit movements as a flow. So we will go into open up the qua, then we'll go into open up the qua, then we go into the water wheel, and then we'll go into the tiger palm, then we'll go into the rolling the barrel, and then closing the qua. Okay, let's do that. So getting to our correct position again. Tuck under, chin tucked in. Good, nice and steady. Our equilibrium is center. Also, if we're in the middle of doing a round of Qigong and it's not time to stand up and shake out the energy that you need to move out, what you can do if it's getting too much in your legs is just like gently kind of shift from side to side. That sending and receiving can help to disperse that burning feeling in your legs a little bit, like that. Okay. All right, so let's wrap around the qua. Make sure I'm in the correct position. Okay. Around the qua, breathing in and out. Go into our water wheel. And out. In, keeping your shoulders relaxed. And out. Going into our tiger paw, around the barrel, kind of, think about a ball. Bringing it in, nice yang hands. Breathing out, breathing in. Breathing out, condensing that chi, that energy in there. Breathing out. Condense, yang hands pushing in, keep our shoulders relaxed. And out. And in, breathing out. Condense, 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 and relax. Okay, coming into our roll the barrel, pushing out, leaning back. Breathe in, leaning forward, move over the barrel, and push, breathe out. Breathing in, roll onto your balls of your feet. and out. And out. In and out. We're going to close the gua as if we're going round our exercise ball. Breathing in, drawing in all that beautiful chi. Keep our shoulders relaxed. And we're going to compress it down, solidify it deep into our body. Nice yang, firm hands as we're pushing it all the way down. Keep our tail tucked under. Breathing out. And we can stand up through our legs. And shake it out. Okay. Now we're going to get into some Bantuanjin, which is the 8 silk brocade. We are going to do, in this, we're going to do the wise owl gaze backwards and the archer. So let's start with the archer. So what we're going to do, get into our position. Bend our knees slightly over our toes, well, in line with our toes. Good. Tucked in, lifting from the clavicle. Make sure you're in line with your perineum. Mouth gently closed. Tongue behind the teeth from the clavicle. Scapula back. Alright, so what we're going to do is we're going to turn our foot slightly out, back to the front. Good. So what we're going to do is we're going to actually turn this arm in. And we're going to squeeze, as it turns, you get a good squeezing in your chest. As it's squeezing, obviously you're going to be breathing out. And then, and as you're coming across, so this hand is actually going to come into the corner of the crease of the elbow here. So you're going to be like, come, cross, cross, cross. Cross, 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 and then squeeze, and then this is going to come back, as if like you're coming back to draw the bow, and this one's going to come out to be the place we're looking at. So at the same time, we also want to have what's called QiGong straight arms. So we don't want to have like straight arms because that actually blocks the channels in the body. So we're going to be slightly kinked as we're doing this. Okay, so let's get into our starting position. So hand in front of our chest, in like a light fist. We have the letter L where we're looking at. Good, okay. So breathe in, breathing out as it comes, sweeps across the body. This arm starts to open up to where the elbow is. Got a good squeeze in the lungs. Breathe in. Good, nice. Keep this elbow up a little bit. Breathing out. Oh, the hand opens up as it's swinging across too. Make sure we keep good knee structure. Don't let them fall in. Keep our hips nice and wide and fat as well. Breathing in, breathing out. Breathing in. Breathe out. Breathing in. Good. Breathing out. Breathing in. As we're doing this, we'll make sure our shoulders are nice and even as well. Don't raise up those shoulders. Okay, one more. Swooping across. Breathing out. Breathing in. Come back and relax. lift out, have a little shake. Okay, now we're going to do the wise owl, the small wise owl gazes back, and then we'll do the big owl gazes back. So, get into our position. Good, open up around the quad. Bring it in. Alright. So for this, our little hands, our wrists are going to go backwards. So back behind our body like this. At the same time, we're going to be turning. We want to keep our hips forward. So as we're doing this, you may want to think about this hip pulling back a little bit so you don't go pulling the forward, okay? And you want to kind of gaze as comfortably as you can backwards, but we do want to kind of try to stretch back so you kind of look far over your shoulder. Okay, so settling in, drop those shoulders, opening up. Keep our armpits open, bring it in. Nice, okay. Gazing back and come forward. Okay. Breathe in. Breathe out. You should feel a nice stretch in your neck here as you turn. Breathing in. Breathing out. This also activates our eye muscles as we're gazing backwards as well. Breathing in. Hold. And breathing out. Nice. Okay, breathing in. And breathing out. Okay, make sure we keep good structure with our knees. This one is really easy to fall in on your knees. I like to imagine a nice rod between our knees, keeping them pushed apart. And one more, breathing in. And breathing out. Nice. Just sink back into your posture if you rose up a little bit there. Okay, so for the big owl gazes backwards, we're going to go sweep with our arms and go across. And this right hand is going to fall into the small of your back. This one's going to go over your face as we gaze backwards. Now, if you have good flexibility, you can go slightly higher with your hand if you wish, or if you feel like that's too much of a stretch through the scapula, what you can do is just go a little bit low. You can put it just over your butt if you like. Okay, so let's get into our position. Good. Scapula pin back. Okay, breathing in. And out. Once again, keep those knees nice and straight. Breathing in. And out. Breathing in. Hold. And out. Nice. Breathing in. And out. And drop your hands. Very good. A little shake. Okay. Okay, we're going to do some Zen Fu Qigong now. So we're going to go over the heart, the which is like fire palms. We're going to go into some breathing palms. We're going to go into lung, and we're also going to go into large intestine. Okay, so let's start with our fire palms, our heart Qigong. So feel free to take a little sip of water if you need to. I'm getting ants here. Okay. Okay. Good, let's get back into it. So, back into our Qigong position. Okay, so we're going to breathe into our position. Hang on, I'm just going to get rid of these ants. Oh my God. Okay. Breathe into our position. Okay, we're going to breathe in. So open up around the quad first. Keeping our pinky finger rolling around, our thumbs tucked under, coming in. Nice. Okay, breathe. As we're breathing, our arms will rise. We're using the expansion of our ribs to open up our arms. And breathe out. Breathe in. So this is actually yang, so we actually want to go out. Breathe out. Good. Come into our fire palms. Shoulders are relaxed. Okay. So in this position, we actually want to open up from our palms. There's a really cool point here called Gung on this hand. This is kind of like a sending and receiving of chi that we feel through the world with. So as we're doing this exercise, we're going to be imagining shooting energy out of your hands and sucking in energy to this point right here. So I like to imagine fireballs coming out of your hands. So, okay, once again, breathing in. Coming up, breathing in, breathing out. Okay. Okay, so we're going to be kind of like pivoting on this spot here. So breathing in, hands roll up, breathing out. Breathing in. And breathing out. Breathing in. So as you're breathing in and breathing out. Breathing in, imagine you're shooting chi out of your hands. And breathing in, the chi comes in. And you're just drawing energy in. Breathing out. Sorry, breathing out now. Breathing in. I think that's 9. One more. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Couple of pin back. Now we're going to go to a lesser. So this is like a very yang hand. Then we're going to go with a lesser yang. So this is yang, neutral, yin. So this is neutral, this is a lesser yang, this is full yang. So our next one is we're going to actually go into more of a lesser yang, and we're going to be concentrating, shooting fireballs into the ground. So breathing in, breathing out. In. Scapula is pinned back, shoulders are relaxed, tail still tucked under. So this channel, the heart channel, is really activating underneath the armpit, as well as through the scapula, as I'm sure you can feel. Underneath the armpit is the beginning of the heart channel. So typically we do half at lesser yang than the full yang. So I think that might be 5. So go back up to full yang. Nice expressed hands. Breathe out. Breathing in. Breathing out. So with this movement, we're not actually lifting our arms up and down, we're actually using our ribs to create the movement. So as you breathe in, the ribs expand, lifting us up. And then as we breathe out, the ribs compress. So then we go down slightly. Breathing in and down. In and out. Keep your shoulders relaxed. Tail under. Chin still tucked in. Okay. In and out. I think that might be 10. Go to lesser yang. In. Out. In. Out. As we breathe in, we can rock forward slightly with the breath in, and as we breathe out, we can rock back slightly. I think that's 3, 4, 5, and out. Oh, should feel a good burn in there now. Just gently roll your hands over and bring them down. Elbows come in. Nice. Okay. Now we're going to go into our breathing palms. It also really works up in those shoulders. So we're going to feel a good burn in there today, which is good. It means the lactic acid in there, helps us to feel nice and relaxed in there afterwards. It's only a moment of pain, and then we feel really good after. So just like our heart one, we are going to lift, we're going to breathe into our breathing palms. This is the small intestine organ that is being activated, because actually the small intestine channel, there's lots of kind of like goes up through the scapula here, and this one definitely uses some of that scapular action through the back. So into our position. Okay, breathing. Breathing. And out. In. And out. In. Okay, so we're going to express with our palm on our left hand, while this is very yang, as our right hand becomes kind of yin, so yang and yin, and this is going to pull back as this one goes forward. Now we're not actually going like this. What we're doing is we're actually turning from the hips. So as we turn from the hips, it looks like this goes forward and this goes back. Okay, all right, so let's get back into that position. Okay, so we're going to breathe in. And out. Keeping our knees nice and steady and straight. Okay, in. Nice gentle movements. We don't want to go like this. We want to go nice, smooth movement through. Okay, breathe in. And out. Keeping our shoulders relaxed, chin tucked in. In. shoulders relaxed, scapula pin back, and out. Sending and receiving through the legs. You should feel the weight distribution through your feet with the sending and receiving. In and out. In, coming two together, and relax. Breathe out. Nice. All right, give yourself a little rest if you need to. Okay, next one we're going to go into is the lung, then large intestine. So what we just did then was heart and small intestine. They are actually paired organs in Chinese medicine. They're both fire elements. And with the lung and large intestine, they are also paired. They're both metal elements. And we can talk about that in future lessons. But right now, let's keep that in the back of your mind that there are organs that are paired together. And I always think it's a good idea to do your paired organs together. So let's start with the lung. So lung is good for asthma too, because we get that squeezing of the lungs by the compression of the ribs and the opening of it as well. So let's get into our position. So open up around the qua, pulling that energy into our danti and beautiful into our start position. We're going to scoop up some of that large intestine energy up to our lungs, breathing in. And we're going to go to the right. We're going to roll our hands over our arms. We're going to go down what is called the lung meridian. The lung meridian runs down through to our thumb. And then we're going to go up the large intestine, which is from your pointy finger, and roll it up, back over. Okay, so squatting down into our position. Give yourself a little adjustment if you need to. Tuck the chin in. Okay. Okay, a little scoop. Lifting up from the large intestine. Breathe that beautiful energy in. You're going to roll down the lung meridian. And as we do so, we're going to, like a garden hose, go across our body, rolling down. Squeeze those ribs, squeeze the breath out. We're going to come back up our large intestine meridian. As we get to our crease here, the arm starts to bend. We roll up over our shoulder here, and this hand comes in to meet this hand as we roll across our chest. And then we repeat on the other side. Okay, so down the lung meridian. Down the lung meridian. Along the large intestine. Bending the elbow. Coming up. And across. And flick off. Breathing in. Breathing out. This one feels really nice and nourishing. Down the lung, breathing out. Squeeze those ribs. There's no more breath. Breath in. To the crease, bend the crease. Comes up and across. Flick off the chi as you come down the lung, breathing out. Breathing in. Across. Down the lung. Across, breathing out. Breathing in. Come back. Now we're going to pull this beautiful chi down to our large intestines. We're going to pull it down to our right, our left side. And we're going to be like squeezing our intestines as we go through. So we're making like this ringing action with our hands, and kind of imagine as we're ringing, as we go along this large intestine, because we're going the movement of poo, that's why I start from our left and go up and around. So it goes, it's in a clockwise direction. As we're kind of ringing this, we're kind of thinking we're ringing our intestines at the same time. Now, a good trick is when you're doing this ringing to always have a thumb, like your lung and your large intestine, your pointy finger and your lung, kind of one of those hands to always be on the body as you're twisting. I find that really helps me to remember what I'm doing. Okay, alright, so let's get started. So we just brought that nice chi down from our lungs, down to our large intestine. We're going across. So as we go across, we are turning, we are lifting the chi, or the poo, across the transverse colon and down the descending colon. We're going to push that dirty chi down and out. And across, rolling the hands, keeping the scapula pin back, of course, lifting, ringing, and descending. Good. So we're going to breathe in. And out. In. Keep your scapula pin back. And out. And down. In. Lifting, lifting, lifting. Breathing out. Keep good structure with your knees. Toes are slightly scrunched still. Good activation in those arches of your feet. Breathing out. Keep the eyes open. Peripheral vision. And out. Nice. Right to our dantian. One hand collapses over the other. Just feel into Ren 6, sea of chi, just below the belly button here. That nice warmth, nice chi penetrating deep. Breathe in. Breathe out. Chin tucked under, remember. Scapula pin back. Stepping out. Okay, give yourself a bit of a shake. Lovely, good work, guys. Okay, so now we're moving on to, we're going to do some stars of heaven and consolidating the essence. It's another yin yang type of qigong. So let's get back into our position. Let's start with the yang, the stars of heaven. So back into our position, tucked under, in the clavicle, we're in correct position, tongue to the roof of our mouth, jaw nicely, gently closed in alignment, lifting from the crown and dangling from our shoulders. Okay, opening up, breathing in, around the qua. Breathing out. As we're breathing out, we're going to create a little condenser, a little diamond shape, and pull that in. And just gently swipe it off our belly. And around the core again. Leaning forward as we breathe in, leaning back as we breathe out. Just gently rocking on our feet, keeping the scapula pinned back and lightly brushing. And around the qua, breathing in, putting our little condenser and anchoring it in. And this time that's 3 times on the qua, so we're just going to hold this here for 3 breaths. We can hold our breath here for 3, 6 or 9. Let's just do 3 for now. So breathe in. Okay. Now we're going to raise our arms upwards, because this is yang, so we are gathering the heavens right now with our hands splayed outwards. As we come up, we're going to create a condenser above our heads here, in front of our heads, and we're just going to gently bring that down, breathing out. As we get to about our shoulder length, we're just going to anchor that in, like so. Okay, hold for 3 seconds, 3 breaths. Okay, let's repeat. Around the qua. Bring in the condenser. Around the qua, breathing in. Packing that chi in as we breathe out. Elbows are slightly brought forward, but still keep that scapula towards your back. Good. Breathing out. Okay, raising up to the heavens. And down. As we get to the shoulder width, keep your shoulders relaxed, by the way. As you get to about here, you're kind of like anchoring it down, like you're in a fun ride. Like you're being strapped in, like whoop, strapped in. Hold for 3 breaths. In through the nose. And out again. Around the qua. Gently off the tummy, swipe. Swipe off the tummy. Breathing in, breathing out. Hold for 3 breaths. Raising up the arms, keeping our armpits open. Raise up, grabbing it. Create a little condenser, keep our shoulders down, and anchoring it in. Good. Now we're going to do the consolidate the essence, which is the yin version. So open up around our qua. Okay, good. Now we're going to open up with our right hand, and we're going to open up, we're going to turn, keep our hips nice and level. We're going to turn as we go around half the qua, and as we start coming around, then this one starts to activate and come around. 1, 2. This one goes nice and slowly now so that your left hand can catch up. Make a little condenser and bring that in. Because this is yin, we're going to be sucking up energy from the earth after our 3 breaths here. Breathing in through the nose and out. sucking in with our yin hands. I'm going to create a little condenser above our heads. Now with this one, we're going to go swooshing down with a bah noise, as if you were about to splat an egg in front of you. And we'll come back around and make a little condenser again. So, bah! Breathing in. Like before, shoulders down. Anchoring it in. And hold for 3. Okay. Open up around the core. 1, 2, 3. Now go nice and slowly with our right hand so our left hand can catch up. And they come. Nice. Sucking up. Breathing in. Shoulders are down. Make a little condenser. Bah! Anchoring it in. Okay, once more. Turning from our waist, keeping our waist even. Slowing down with our right hand so our left hand can catch up. Condenser, breathe out as we condense it in. Elbows slightly forward, scapula back. Sucking up the beautiful earth yin energy. Coming up. We can raise to our toes if we like here, but if you don't feel that steady, stay on your feet. Raising up. Condenser. Bah! Breathing out as we anchor that back in and hold. Good. Okay, gently rise out. Lovely. Give yourself a bit of a shake. Shimmy, shimmy, shimmy. Move it all out. Okay, so now we've just got our Zhuan-Zhuans, which is a lot more of a slower type of Qigong. It kind of looks like we are moving, but we're just moving nice and slowly, holding positions. This one tends to give you the shakes if you haven't done it in a while, which is completely normal. Once again, that's just helping you to move that lactic acid and also build up that tensegrity within your fascia so that your muscles and your nerves and your skeletal system all fall into the correct place. So it helps to make sure you open up your body to relieve any pain, particularly in your legs. You're going to feel it, and in your neck and shoulders. Okay, but once again, if you feel like it's too much, just do your sending and receiving with your knees and your legs and your feet, and just shift that energy back down into the earth. Or we could use our breath practice and just breathe through the burning or the pain until it softens. Okay, let's get started. So, get into our position. We're going to start with our Wuji, our tree position. So tree, go into our quadrant, go into our upper tree, come into our mother palm, father palm, then down to lower mother palm, and then we will relax. Okay, all right. So, into our Qigong positions. So, feet shoulder width in your shoulders, knees over toes, tail tucked in. Drink from the clavicle. Sometimes it's good to like sink from the chest a little bit, which gets you back into your perineum alignment. Close your mouth, your jaw should be aligned. Your tongue just 2/3 behind your teeth, lifting from the crown, but also resting from the shoulders. Okay, beautiful. Okay, we're now going to breathe into our Wuji lower tree position. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Okay, this is lower tree. Think that you've got your roots in your hands are going deep into the earth. Nice loose wrists. Don't too strong, just like nice and loose. Good width between the armpits here. Make sure they're open. Not lifting in our shoulders, just relax our shoulders. Tail tucked under. Good. Hold here for a moment. Breathing in through our nose. Feel those ribs expand. Breathe out. Breathe in. Feel that nice chi, thin little line going all the way down to your dantian with your breath. Good. Breathing in. Up into Kumra. Shoulders relaxed. Chin tucked in. Okay, we're just like dangling here. Our wrists are nice and loose, like hanging off a string. Just straighten yourself up if you need to. Nice. Chin tucked in. Arms scapula pinned back. Shoulders relaxed. Okay. Breathing in. Arms turn up. Hands turn up. Breathing in. Upper Wuji, upper tree Wuji. Okay, hold here. Our hands are shooting into the sky. Shoulders are relaxed, scapula pinned back. Good. Breathe in. And out. You should feel a nice burn in the back of your scapula and the tops of your shoulders. Just relax it. Breathe into it. Okay, we're going to move our hands. Breathe our hands into mother palm. Breathing in. Breathing out. Just in front of our chest here. Keep our elbows raised. Good. Feel a nice burn in the upper shoulders here. Breathing in. Looking forward as we breathe in. And look back as we breathe out. Keep our thumbs tucked in. Tail tucked under. You can descend and receive. Are you feeling any burning in your legs, in your feet? Okay, breathing in, going to father palm, breathing out. This little rotation, you may feel it more in the front of your shoulders. Good burn. Breathing in. Breathing out. In. Drop the shoulders. Come back to mother palm. Breathing in. Breathing out. Drop down. Keep those armpits open. Good. Shoulders are dropped. Breathing in. Breathing out. In and out. Okay, just gently stand up. Shake it out if you need to. Give yourself a bit of a movement. Okay, thank you for joining my class. That was session 1 of our beginner course. And I look forward to seeing you for our next one as we go a little bit more in depth as we talk about new organ qigong pathways, new chi fit drills, and a little bit longer in our Zhuan Zhuan. Thank you.